but when you mentioned something just a moment ago about people in other countries, um, are they getting their enthusiasm from us in America, or are people around the globe more or less just becoming interested in their genealogy?
I think it's a little bit of both. I don't have a whole lot of data to really give you a perfect or definitive answer. I think that people here in North America, both Canada and the United States, because we're both such young countries compared to Europe, compared to Africa, compared to India, China, and the Far East. I mean, we're very young in North America. Even though we're hundreds of years old, that's like a couple days in African years, or in Indian years, or in Eastern Chinese years, the Far East. I think our interest in finding out who we are, where we came from, has sparked interest around the world. I know specifically in the British Isles, over there in Ireland, I mean, it's a government program to encourage North Americans to explore their family history. Why is that, do you think? Well, because they want US dollars being spent over in Ireland, visiting the old townland, ordering records, visiting the old pub where the family used to be. There's a number of city-states and states around the world that are all kind of excited about people in North America, Canada, and the United States learning, exploring their family history, because that means they'll be tapping or visiting those countries. And it's an economic boon for them.
You know, and one more thing that, just dawned on me too. As people are saying such great things about your department, people are coming from everywhere, coming here, your staff. What do you do to those people to make them so friendly and so enthusiastically interested in what the people are asking them about?
Well, again, I think the beauty of it, if you will, is in the simplicity. Just as we built that department to make people have a successful, enjoyable, fun experience at our library, I mean, we advertise and interview for the most knowledgeable librarians who actually do understand and do genealogy, but that's not enough. They also need to carry, not only in their head, but in their heart, that, I'm not here because I'm an expert alone. I'm here because I'm an expert, I know what I'm doing, and I'm really interested in helping people be successful with their research and helping them have an enjoyable time. The same mantra that we use to build the physical space, we use to build the team of people that work with me to build the research experience in the Genealogy Center. We can have the most material in the world, we can have the best building, we can have the newest equipment. If people aren't successful, they won't come back. If they're not having fun, they won't come back. I don't mean fun necessarily in the hedonistic way, like fat, dumb, and happy, but I mean fun as in, wow, this is engaging, I'm learning something. I'm respected, people listen to my questions, they give me good answers. I mean, that's fun for people, that's engaging. The minute genealogy becomes hard, difficult, gee, I really don't want to do this, we've lost our customers. It's really a focus on customer service and what makes our customers come back. It's being successful. Yes, that means having a good collection. Yes, it means having a lot of material. But if you can't access that material as a customer, it's pointless. We might as well not have it. And we want you to have an enjoyable time. I mean, it sounds probably a little selfish, but we'd like to see you again. We don't want your first visit to be your last visit. We don't want your 5th visit to be your last visit. We don't want your 50th visit to be your last visit. We always want you to find a reason to come back. And I think that's what really carries the news about the department. People have success and they have fun.
I was up there one time, and I was talking to one of the guys up there, and I had just read this chapter in Fort Wayne history about Fallen Timbers, the battle where Anthony Wayne was finally victorious over not Chief Little Turtle, but the Miami Confederation, that type of a thing. And I was reading about how Anthony Wayne attacked, and it showed where he commanded the center group, and they attacked the fort this way, or the Miami's this way, and on the left flank was Captain Hackley, and he led the left side attack. And so for the longest time, I'd been looking for a picture of Captain Hackley, and I checked over at the museum, and I was, so I just kind of just gave up, and I happened to mention it to one of your guys upstairs. Captain Hackley? Oh, that's right here. Went right straight to a book, opened a book, found a page, made a copy, bam, I had a picture of Captain Hackley right here in front of me. And that just, I had been looking for that picture for a long time. And, but anyway, that was part of my attraction to Fort Wayne history. And I was going to ask you, but the people, okay, that's where I was going to go. The people up there, it just, I don't know, it just, their enthusiasm, and I guess that enthusiasm is contagious from you.
Mm-hmm. I would hope so.
Okay.
I've been with the library over 30 years, all of it spent in the Genealogy Center in one position or another, the last 23 as manager. But it's the whole concept of people working together as a team. If you pulled out any one of us 7 who normally are on the floor working with the public, we're okay to good. We all have our areas of expertise. We all have our own personalities. But you put all 7 of us together, and while we're not all 7 on the floor at one time, we're very collegial. We talk with one another. Hey, I had a customer today who was looking for this. I don't think I did a very good job. Well, did you think about checking this source? Check that online source. Even sometimes you will notice if you're up in the department a lot where one of our colleagues will turn to another one and say, well, what do you think about this? I think that would be looking in this online site or this book. Well, have you tried this other source? So I know that you probably hear this a lot. A lot of people give lip service to this, but we really truly believe in it. I mean, it's the team. You've heard the old saying, teamwork makes the dream work, and it does in the Genealogy Center. It's the team that makes this whole thing happen. And we're as strong as our weakest link.
Well, you guys have a good team up there. Get that next clip ready to go, because there's a team that comes here from Chicago. And
a couple times a year.
They are so energized, and I have such a good time with them. And these two, there's a pair of twins. And I'm telling you, I can't tell one from the other. If I see one by herself, I recognize her, but I got to see them both together. Let's go ahead and run our next clip and come back here and talk some more. But I got a chance to talk with a whole lot of women from the group, right. And my gosh, they look like regular people on the outside, but when you ask them a question, they talk like nuclear physicists. What do you all do in that group that gets their minds so, I mean, I've never heard people, person after person after person, well, in fact, everybody did that here that I spoke with such precision.
Well, it's like when you're in school and you learn about history, you learn about major events and major figures like presidents and generals and kings and queens and large movements. In genealogy, you study similar events, but you study them in micro levels, because you're looking for names of specific individuals that lived in specific time periods in specific places. So genealogy is extremely detailed, much more detailed than most historians deal with. So in dealing with, because in order to find some records, you have to have the name of your ancestors, you have to know where they lived, and you have to know when they lived in order to identify what records existed during that time, place, and that location. So genealogy is very specific. You can't deal with generalities, so I think that's why people talk so much in specifics and detailed with genealogy.
Okay, we're back in the studio here. Now, one thing that he said was, let's see here. I was trying to, I just left my mind here. But anyway, the group from Chicago, why is it important, or is it important, for people who are starting out? Is it best to start out by yourself, or is it best to join a society to work with them?
Great question, Eric. And it's kind of hotly debated here in the 21st century because there's so much material online. One would argue that this is the best of times for genealogists because there are billions, not millions, but billions of records and images online for family historians. So there's a ton, figuratively speaking, of data out there for people to get. I still believe that the easiest, best, fastest, most comfortable way to do genealogy is if you join a society. Why is that? Well, you can talk to other people about their research experience. Maybe you're encountering a problem and you think, gosh, how am I going to solve that problem? And someone else says, well, these are the sources that I checked, or go ask her. She has a good handle on that. Go ask someone in the society. Sometimes hearing other people's questions, maybe you hadn't even formulated the question yet and you think, wow, I never thought of that. I'm going to go look at that source. I'm going to use that strategy for my family. So I still think joining a society and being a part of a research group, it really enhances your ability to learn more quickly, to use sources more effectively. And I hope you don't mind me saying so, Eric, but I think it also ups the fun factor. It's a fun thing to do. It's fun to do genealogy in a social setting when people don't look at you like you're weird for taking your summer vacation in a cemetery or a courthouse, or people don't think you're nuts when you're up at 2 in the morning, searching the internet for some particular document or another. People who don't do genealogy or family history, they look at us funny, like, you must be kind of weird, spending your vacation not on a beach but in a courthouse, not drinking tequila but in a library doing research. So it really creates a neat camaraderie.